part 3, the final part. So hopefully you've watched what we do in the morning, the signing on procedures, and you've watched the routine for the show, and now it's pack up. So there's another video on pack up. You can watch that on our channel. It's much more in depth of how we get the trucks on the trailer. This is obviously going to be a quick gloss through, but this is the pack up video. Enjoy.
Okay, so we start off with the windows, the travel windows. I put them at the side of the tyre and then move on to the flags. Got to remove the flags. That's Andy's foot there. The flags are held in by a 16mm bolt. So once that comes out, the bolt goes back inside. So we don't lose the bolt. And then we wrap up the flag. Fighting the wind. And then with a piece of tape, stop it from unravelling. Then we move on to the next flag. And then Lee there is just going to climb up and make a start on the stacks. If we travel with the full stacks on, we'll hit every bridge and every tree. So we have a special set of travel stacks, so he's going to remove them. Big Pete's are slightly easier to do because we could do them on the floor. They're not sat as high as Grim Reaper's flags. The Yorkshire rolls there, we fly that wherever we go. Proud. Now here he comes. Usually he tapes my hand to the flagpole, so I had to move my hand there quick because I'm laughing. Right. Oh, set off. Oh, hang on, I've forgotten something. I forgot the spanner. Right. So we walk through the pits. And then Andy opens the door into my face. Oh, there it is. Move out the way of that. And then we put the flagpoles into the special flagpole carrier. And that 16mm bolt, 16mm spanner goes into a special holder. Lee there asking me where does the helmet go. And then onto the travel windows. They slide in between the body and the roll cage. I climb up and in, and I pull one up into position. It's a bit fiddly, so I take my gloves off and then clip them into position so we can still see out of them for loading and unloading, and if it's really miserable and the weather's coming in and the rain, we can drive with them in. Right. Let's get Grim Reaper moved. And parked up. So we always start with Grim Reaper because that's the first thing to get loaded up onto the trailer. Here I am just going to go and get the remote for the jack. Lee showing me his muscles there. So we use 2 sheets of metal and a ring bearing. This allows the monster truck tyre to pivot in multiple directions as well as on and off. We can also have a slight amount of rotate. That's more useful for when you're putting the wheels on, so you can line the studs up with the holes. Right, and once we're in position, push with the knee and slide it off. Now we're on a bit of a hill today, so I lay it down flat so it doesn't roll off. Grim Reaper's wheels with the shaved tyres, they're slightly egg shaped, so they're quite a challenge to manhandle, but they are a lot lighter than Big Pete's. The reason for the remote control jack is so that I can stand from a distance and I can watch where the studs are in relation to the holes. because you don't want the monster truck tyre to be resting on the tyre, otherwise you can't get it off, and vice versa. You don't want the monster truck too far up in the air with the wheel off the ground, so you just want the wheel to just be at the right spot to slide off. So that's why I stand behind Andy looking through, keeping an eye on the studs and the holes, and then a quick realignment and then slide it off. I dropped that on the floor, I didn't mean to that day. Lift the plates up, move them onto Big Pete. There it is with its little travel stacks. And off. Grim Reaper has nice little travel wheels, really light and easy to use, whereas Big Pete's travel wheels are the original crane wheels, so they're really heavy. You can do Grim Reaper's wheels by yourself, but you can't do it by yourself with Big Pete's wheels. Right, that's Grim Reaper done. That'll now be taken away and put onto the trailer. It's the first thing to be loaded, and we move on to Big Pete. Now the wheels are a lot heavier, but because of the shape, they are slightly more better behaved. So there's some parts of each truck are easier and some parts of each truck are harder than the other. I don't think we get this one just right. It ends up being a bit of a thrutch and a rive, but we get it off anyway. Now just turn that sideways on so it doesn't roll off. That's just watching the studs to the holes, slide that off, that came off a lot better. Now when we do Big Pete's wheels, we have a little strap there, that's what Lee's holding, that goes under the wheel, so we've got a nice handle to grab hold of, rather than trying to hold by the tread, which is not as easy. And we move on to the front wheels. There's the old leaf springs there, you can see, and the tiny little shocks that we use. Right, onto the fronts. Slidey plates. Got to get them just in the right spot so they do slide off. And Chevy there helping, of course. Right, you can see in the background that the trailer's pretty much loaded, so the order is Grim Reaper goes on first, then it's a pair of Grim Reaper wheels, then it's all of Big Pete's wheels, and then Grim Reaper's remaining wheels go up on top. So we have 6 on the deck, which you could just sort of see in the background. I know it's a bit fast, getting stacked up behind. Right, last wheel now. Straight onto the forklift, which then means when the Big Pete's lowered, it can go straight onto the trailer. Right, lifting the sheets and putting them away. Putting the remote away. And the other sheets. Whilst it's in the air, just to be as efficient as possible, get into the truck, and as soon as the jack hits the ground, back it off and drive it straight onto the trailer, driving straight into the wheels to make sure that they are on there nice and tight. There's two levers down there, that makes it select between 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive and high box and low box. So I'm now in low box 4-wheel drive, climbing up onto the trailer, watching out the door, the rear steer and the front wheels in relation to the trailer, and into the tyres, slam the door, done. There we go, there is a day in the life of monster truck driver, or me I guess. I'm waking up and getting the trucks ready to do the shows to putting the back on the truck, ready for the next show. So it's not all fun and games, it's only a small portion of it where you actually get to enjoy driving it, but it is worth it in the end. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. There's other videos, there's a more in-depth video on how we do the de-wheeling process. There we go. It's like when a monkey sees its reflection for the first time. What can you say, Michael?
Trying to get an OBE.
An OBE? Oh! He's outstanding in his video.